Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marita Noon.
Thank you so much, Rick. I'm delighted to see all of you here today. And how many of you have thought about energy and the role that energy plays in America today? Many of you have. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to put forth that energy is what makes America great. If you think about the things that make America the unique country that it is, the country that people are dying, risking their lives to get into, energy plays a large part in that. For example, in America, we enjoy bottled water. We can get bottled water from France, from Fiji, or from virtually any place we wish to get it. Where in other countries, developing countries, they just wish they had clean water. In America, thanks to energy, we have the ability to watch every day in our homes the Food Network. In other countries, they just wish that they had food. In America, we can download any book in 60 seconds and read it in any size font we want. In other countries, they just wish they could what? Read. They just wish that they could read. And so energy is a big part of what makes this country great. But sadly, our current administration in Washington, D.C., and up here in Santa Fe are doing everything they can do to kill energy in America, which will kill American exceptionalism. I want to tell you a couple quick stories that are not as much about energy as they are about each one of you here. How many of you throughout the last year, couple years, have gotten discouraged with politics? How many of you have thought, my voice doesn't matter? Some of you, most of you here, that's why you're here, because you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. But I want to encourage you today with some stories that are energy related, but more they relate to each and every one of you here today. Remember what President Obama, one of his key things he was going to pass once he came into office. Now, one was health care. And frankly, when you think about it, health care should have passed in February of 2009 because those who supported it had the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. But back to an energy thought, cap and trade. In June of 2009, the House of Representatives passed cap and trade. And every one of our congressmen in this state, Ben Ray Lujan, Martin Heinrich, and Harry Teague, all three voted for cap and trade. Thank you, yes, they are idiots. However, they expected the Senate to pass cap and trade shortly thereafter. It didn't quite make it on the schedule. And remember of August last year, 1 year ago, a little more than a year ago, August of last year, what happened? Those senators came home without having passed cap and trade. And what did they face when they went home in America?
The Americans.
The answer I hope you'll shout out for me is two things that both begin with the letter T. One of them, the first one you all should be able to come up with easily. The first T word they came across when they came home is what? Tea parties. They came across the tea parties. And the second one someone over here shouted is?
Town hall.
The town halls. They came across the people. They came across the real people. And do you know what? Cap and trade has still not passed to this day. Just Tuesday, I believe it was, maybe Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, Senator Bingaman, our senator in this state, introduced a new bill that will require a certain percentage of renewable energy. If any of you have been following the P&M rate increase issue, you know that we in New Mexico do not want a rate increase just so we can have more wind gusts and sunbeams. But somehow Senator Bingaman has missed that. And our own senator in this state is pushing for that agenda as a part of what used to be the cap and trade bill. He is proposing to put that through in the lame duck session. Every one of you should have Senator Bingaman's phone number in your cell phone. Every time you're stuck in traffic, every time you're at a stoplight, just pick up the phone and call him. And tell his office, no cap and trade. Cap and trade has not passed in this country because of people like you. People like you all over the country who have waken up, who have stood up, who have shown up, and who have spoken up. Now, some of you have probably heard people out there say, oh, it doesn't make any difference. Both parties are the same. They're all no good. My vote doesn't matter. Have any of you heard anything like that or thought that yourself? Okay, most of you have. I want to mention to you one bill or one resolution in Congress that took place a few months ago that, to me, more clearly than anything else, shows that, you know what, they may all be crooked. They may all be cheating on their wives. They may all be taking money they shouldn't be taking. That may well be true. But when it comes to voting, it does make a difference. A few months ago, there was a resolution before Congress. The resolution was called the Murkowski Resolution, put forth by Lisa Murkowski. Now, she is not my favorite, and I'm not happy with her. But I just want to tell you about this one resolution. This was a resolution. It was not a bill, it was not a law. It just made people sign on the dotted line so we, the people, could see where they stood. The Murkowski resolution said that the EPA does not have authority to regulate greenhouse gases. That's what the Murkowski resolution said. And I want to tell you, every single Republican candidate voted for that resolution. 7 Democratic candidates also crossed the aisle and voted for the Murkowski resolution. That gives us a clear example of the difference in the mindset of what government can do, what government can take, and what government cannot do. So for those of you who think, you know what, my voice isn't being heard, or they're all crooked, it doesn't matter who gets voted in, it does matter. Right now in the state of New Mexico, up in Santa Fe, our governor is trying to push through a New Mexico-only cap and trade. Now, we will be the only state involved in this, so there is no one with whom we could trade, even if it was a good idea. The EIB board that is up there making this decision is appointed by Governor Richardson. They are not elected, they are not voted in, they are appointed by Governor Richardson. Who you vote for makes a difference. It matters because they appoint people to those committees. As you are here today, each and every one of you, as Rick has mentioned, need to go home, get people in your neighborhood, in your community, in your kids' school, in your church. You need to get them involved in voting. That is what the most important thing that we can do is at this time.